How you doing there, folks? Welcome to another episode of the TabsFolders show. A lot of you know me. My name is Bruce. Thank you for joining us today. With me, I have Praveen and Kamil. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. TabsFolders fans, good to see you online, and hope you enjoy the show.
Vishnu, thank you for joining us. Hi there. Okay, so today we're going to have something a little bit different for everyone. We're going to have an AMA, which we call an AKA, Ask Kamil Anything. Before we get started, Kamil, do you want to cover some of this week's updates?
Yes, we're just releasing 1.9.3 into the web stores. Chrome will be online probably tomorrow. It's already been submitted, and it's 24 to 48 hours usually. With Microsoft Edge Store, we're a bit behind. There's some issues with accepting the codes. Some of our Facebook videos that we linked, or rather YouTube videos. So we're just chatting with Microsoft to resolve that and get the latest updates, version 1.9.3 out to you as soon as we can. So if there were some bugs, some saved bugs in 1.9.1, if you are on Microsoft Edge and kind of want to have the latest code while we chat back and forth with Microsoft, you can download it from the Chrome Web Store instead of the Microsoft Edge Web Store. It's in essence the same extension. It'll just be installed from the Chrome Web Store, and you'll have the latest code. Right now, 1.9.2 and 1.9.3 again in 48 hours. There was an issue with 1.9.1. It was kind of a feature, but I guess the UX we didn't maybe think through for everybody. So anyway, there was an issue with clicking the save button with that. When we turned on autosave, it wouldn't save it to the same inbox folder, and it disabled the save button. That has been remedied already in 1.9.2 and has been on the Chrome Web Store for about a week. With the Edge Web Store, it's still waiting for that update. So some people think that the save button doesn't work. So like I said, you can upgrade in the meantime from the installer from the Chrome Web Store, and it'll be fixed while we kind of chat back and forth on the support request with Microsoft to get it released on the Edge Web Store. So those are the main updates in 1.9.3. We also fixed another couple of minor bugs. That there was a bug when saving a window with quick save to auto close a window or tab. TabsFolders wasn't auto closing. Now that's working, as well as when you have a linked window. There's a feature in options, if you turn it on, that when you open a window from the bookmarks from TabsFolders, that's becomes a linked window, and it shows up as a little different icon in your open windows and tabs. If you make changes to that window and then close it, TabsFolders automatically asks you if you want to save that window and update that window in the bookmarks folder. So that had a small bug that it wasn't working correctly. And now, again, that's fixed in 1.9.3 and released to the web store, Chrome Web Store tomorrow. Should be online tomorrow. So a few bug fixes, while at the same time we are really working on the Teams edition. So we have already, we're moving the options page from an external screen to a screen within TabsFolders, as well as we're adding the kind of team management section is already complete, where you can add, remove teammates, guests, etc. And now we're just working on the actual sharing of bookmarks and folders with the teammates that you added to your team. And again, looking forward to finishing this by the end of the month. Fingers crossed, we're aiming for that schedule, and it's looking positive. So hopefully by the end of the month, we will be releasing TabsFolders 2.0 with team sharing. So that's the status update for the past 2 weeks. Bruce, on to you.
All righty. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So everyone who's been saying hi, thank you for joining us this morning. I should let you know that for any of you who do decide to come on today's show, just like we've done in previous roundtables, which if you've been a long time follower, we used to have roundtables where we'd have people come on and ask us questions. If you join us on the StreamYard link below, which you'll see here, and you click on the, you put in the StreamYard URL, you'll be able to join us on screen, and anyone who joins us today also will get a free license. Okay, that being said, let's jump into some of the questions. So Daniel asks, any plans for iOS? Let's just talk about mobile apps in general, because that's a good question.
So first, maybe let's start that we have a quick web app that you can access TabsFolders through the web app on iOS. You just go on to the TabsFolders.com site, and on the top right or on mobile, you have a menu item that says Access My Bookmarks. And there, when you click on that, you'll be able to log into TabsFolders and actually access your bookmarks, and therefore search and open them on any mobile device or any browser desktop device as well. That where TabsFolders may not be supported, for example, like Safari or Firefox. I will admit this web app needs some work currently, and it's on our roadmap to massively improve it. At this point, what you can do is simply search for your bookmarks and kind of open them from that web app. Now, if you want to save bookmarks from a mobile device to TabsFolders, we have what's called the mobile bookmarklet. And again, you can install that by going to the TabsFolders.com site on your mobile device, logging in, and then on the menu item in the web app, you have the option. There's a button basically to install the bookmarklet. Now, what that does is once you've installed the bookmarklet, you can go to when you're using your mobile browser on any website. You open the bookmarks button and click, save to TabsFolders with the mobile bookmarklet. And that page that you're on will automatically be saved to your TabsFolders mobile bookmarks folder. Then when you come to TabsFolders on your desktop, you can organize, drag and drop all those saved bookmarks. But in essence, you have a method to add bookmarks from a mobile device and access them on a mobile device. Whether we will go into kind of iOS and Android dedicated apps, we're taking a look at that, whether it'll be worth it, like for the functionality, whether it'll be much easier much better user experience on a mobile app versus if we improve the web app on a mobile device. Because if you look at it, some Angular, in essence, Angular apps, which are apps that run on both iOS and Android, they're actually written with a little mobile browser that's actually released with the app. And the code within the app, Angular code, is JavaScript code that runs on top of this browser. And those are really full-fledged apps that they can do, 99% of the things that a native React native mobile app can do. So we will take a look at the option as to whether to release a mobile, actual dedicated mobile apps, or whether we will use the web app. I think the plus of dedicated mobile apps could be, in iOS at least, the extension that you can have kind of plugins, which are when you try to share something like a link, or for TabsFolders case, when you share a link from your browser, or from Facebook, if you want to share a link, open in. There's a menu in iOS that pops up that you can for example, like save to Dropbox. You can save the bookmark or a file or a picture to Dropbox. And that would be a plus of having a kind of native app that you could just anywhere in your browser have saved to tabs folders, but also in other apps like Facebook, etc. So we will definitely take a look at what will be the best way to use kind of development resources to give us our users the most features in the fastest way. And definitely that's in the plans to improve the mobile user experience going forward. TabsFolders was really initially designed for the desktop, but we know that you make your collection of whatever bookmarks you have on the desktop when you're browsing, but there's definitely times when you'll leave your desktop and you want to kind of share a bookmark with somebody when you're in a conversation. So a better mobile interface will definitely be worthwhile for our users going forward, and we plan on adding this in the future. Yes.
Totally agree with you on that. You bring up another point that we don't talk about that much about the web app, right? I'm looking forward to that only for, and for a lot of you who don't know, who don't use Microsoft Edge, you can take any web app service and you can convert it into an executable program. Just letting you know, Kamil, I'm looking forward to that because I can make my own desktop program from within Edge. It'll say, do you want to convert it into an app? And then do you want to have it start every time the computer restarts? It'll basically run as like a auto start program. So I'm looking forward to that.
Excellent. Yeah.
I think there's similar solutions too on the Mac also. And I think even on the browser or even on the iOS app, I know you can do that through the Safari browser on the iOS app. It lets you create like its own dedicated separate app for any website that you choose. But I haven't tried that with TabsFolders itself, so I'm not sure how well that'll work for. But I think in general, though, I don't really see a need to do that because I would expect when you're using TabsFolders that since you are like if you're going to be searching links and going to the websites, like you would want that to be all part of the browser, right? Having a separate app, I'm not sure at this point really makes that much sense to me.
I think it's more to access, search your bookmark history faster maybe. And that's why I mentioned that we'll look at all the options because there's like another option. So there's the mobile native app / Angular. Then there's the pure web app from the web. And then there's a third option on iOS, which is browser Safari extensions that iOS has now on mobile, the ability for developers to create extensions for Safari. Mind you, it's a very limited interface. So you couldn't do a lot of the stuff that we need in TabsFolders. And on Android, there's an option. There's a browser called Kiwi, I believe, which you can run Chrome extensions on Android. And technically, TabsFolders actually does run on Kiwi on a mobile device, except that the interface currently isn't suited for Android. So I think we have to there's a lot of options to go here, and we'll have to speak with our users and, do kind of see the most feature of RICE kind of analysis where we get the most value for the features that we implement and the time we put into this. So I think that's after 2.0. We will be looking at the options of what our users want the most. Is it passwords? Is it more advanced searching, better sharing, or kind of mobile access? So definitely after 2.0 is released, we will be kind of doing more in-depth feedback sessions. And I think our roadmap will be kind of redoing the voting for some of these features or getting more users to engage to vote on the features so that we can come up with most critical features going forward that our users need. For example, like session management, etc. There's a lot of ideas, and I think we'll be adding more features to the roadmap ourselves, just to present the best experience going forward.
Cool. And I want to go back to the web app, Praveen. The other thing that I'm looking forward to is when you have teams, right? You can end up using the web app like a productivity tool. And the best part is you can just share that, either share a URL, or in the case of some people, like I use ClickUp, right? But I prefer the desktop client of ClickUp over the web browser. That means, like, if my web browser crashes or if I close it by accident, I don't, whatever I'm doing with the task or project management in ClickUp is not also closed as well. That's why I like to run it as a separate desktop application. Now, when you think of in terms of, team collaboration with, project management, with, knowledge sharing, knowledge management, because you're curating a bunch of research or topic articles, for me, it just seems like a little bit more of a convenience where I would have it pulled out of the browser, running separately. And the fact that a web app usually, like Kamil was saying, that they have a mobile version that's also built into the web app, right? So imagine having a developer only having to develop it once, but it's the coding foundation is flexible to be both helpful for desktop and mobile users. That just seems like a win-win. He doesn't have to build something from scratch to have like a desktop executable. So for me, it just seems like it just makes sense to have something that is robust for power users as well.
So yeah, thank you, Bruce. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, mobile is on our roadmap. The question is what's the priority, and that's the only question. With limited resources, we have to prioritize the features that will get the most users happy, and that's what we're currently doing. As 2.0 is near release, we're prioritizing the next development goals for TabsFolders. So
let me cover that. That was Musam Chowdhury and Daniel Von Velton. Thank you very much for your questions, guys, and joining us today. Again, anyone who joins us on camera, this is like also a roundtable. There's the URL down below. Anyone who asks us any questions will get a free code today. All right, moving on to the next question. Andy Lim, any idea when you'll be implementing more color options for tags?
We weren't kind of planning on it at this point, as in not in the near future. We did have like a color picker where you could pick your own colors. It is in the design phase. It just wasn't, not many users were asking about it. However, Andy, if you'd like to add that to our roadmap on roadmap.tabsfolders.com, we'll see. Maybe more users are interested in this. I know we've had feedback from some users where they want to be able to colorize actual folders as well. So there are some, it's tags and folder colors, and we were planning to actually color folders based on the tag color. So if you add a tag with a color to a folder, to change the folder color, not just to have a little icon in the tree view. So we'll see. Maybe that will fix the issue, but I guess more colors is something we'll look at. Again, we'll add it to the feature list. So that's the answer for that. If you could add it to the roadmap, we'll definitely prioritize it as per kind of user voting for which features are most important to everybody.
And he says he will add his request for more color options onto the roadmap. Andy, thank you very much. Actually, that gives us a good opportunity. We should go ahead and share the roadmap URL for those of you who are not familiar with it. Guys, if you're just watching this for the first time, this is our roadmap URL, so take a screenshot with it on your phone. Or if you're on your PC, just jot down those notes real quick. That is our roadmap URL where you go ahead and submit and vote on what features you want to see next.
And great, then maybe I'll handle this next one from Andy. I'll see if it shows up. Realize that you can't create folders in the root. Yes. So at this point, I mean, that is, as per design, we don't want root folders to be, they're kind of a special folder, and we don't want you creating folders in that tree view. So you have only just 5 folders there to separate really the bookmarks folder, mobile, and open windows and tabs as per the user experience, so that the user knows if you're looking for bookmarks, you click on bookmarks. If you're looking for your active windows and tabs, you click on the open windows and tabs view. Andy, again, you can add this to the roadmap, because maybe we're mistaken with our design that a lot of users want to put things into that root folder. So if you can add that to the roadmap, we'll see. I don't think it's a huge change for us to add this, so it's quite doable. So if you add this to the roadmap, and if a lot of users vote it up, then we'll add this, because it's a pretty easy change, I think, from the front end. So
cool. I like that.
Right. So I think there should still be some sort of limitations on making changes to the root area, because otherwise it would just get really messy, and because there's some critical folders there, and things might derail quickly if the users are not careful.
Exactly. So that's why we kind of limited it at this point. But again, so that's why I say we want to put this out for users to see what the majority wants. Maybe we can make it an option in the options pane to allow you to change those folders. We'll take a look, but as to how to implement it. But the key point is, I would love to see if a lot of users really want that. That main tree, the root, to be editable.
Right.
If you look at something like on Microsoft Windows Explorer, I believe the root had kind of my computer and other things, and same thing. You couldn't copy a folder onto the level of my computer, because so that was a limitation, and this is the kind of design principle we used for TabsFolders. Same in the UI UX. That again, there's another comment, more attractive. So I guess we're looking to improve it, but we base the UI UX more on Dropbox user interface. Dropbox, Google Drive, kind of like a file-based interface, so that it's so that you can work with a lot of bookmarks and folders easily. And if you look at Dropbox, TabsFolders is very similar. So I assume Dropbox has pretty good UI UX designers. And I know it's not very flashy, but that was our goal on the design we are planning to use, so that it's more applicable to teams. And just like if you look at Facebook and MySpace many years ago, MySpace was very flexible and you could do flashy stuff, while Facebook was more organized, clean, and a more boring user interface, you could say, than MySpace.
Yeah, true.
But it won out because everybody knew where to find things, and so that was our goal with TabsFolders. Now, obviously, there's room for improvement onto the spacing of some of the things. Some things were maybe a little bit too wide, too thick, so that we can definitely improve. But our goal was not to make it really flashy. Our goal was to make it actually similar to Dropbox, so that users who have used Dropbox before are familiar with the look and feel. That's the design methodology that we used, because in learning, like anytime you look at something new, any person who sees something new, or you want to learn a new concept, you always have to base it on some things that you know. So, in mathematics, if you don't know what 2 plus 2 is, if you never learned what 2 plus 2 is, there's no way you can learn calculus, because it bases on the fact that you know what 2 plus 2 is. So it's the same thing here. We don't want to start with something totally out in left field. We wanted to start with something similar that users know, which Dropbox and Google Drive, I think most of the planet uses those systems, so they're familiar with that type of file folder interface, as well as your operating system,
Sure.
Mac OS Explorer or Mac OS Finder, and Microsoft Windows Explorer. So kind of that's the design methodology, but we're always working to kind of make it nicer and make the lines, the correct thickness, etc. That's a different issue. So that's UI UX. It's a kind of a constant improvement with each release that we do. We do some minor little tweaks and improving the icons. If you look at Evernote, I think their logo changed about 5-6 times over the years, where it's a constant improvement, making things better and better. And so we definitely will be doing this on UI UX.
And to Mr. Facebook user, if that's your real name, we try to we try to have this conversation a lot with the community too. If you have an idea of what you're referring to in terms of more attractive, right? A lot of times that could be subjective. Please give us a base or a foundation of what you considered as attractive, and say maybe it's attractive like X, or I want it to look like Y, right? Give us an idea of what you're thinking of, what constitutes as attractive in your mind. Please let us know. That gives us an idea for conceptualize what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Just a frame of reference. So appreciate that. Thank you.
So thank you, Bruce, for clarifying. Yes, because we definitely are always open to feedback and considering how to improve things and make things better. So exactly, the more you specify in your comment, or as you're adding a feature to a roadmap, the more clearly you describe it, the more links you show to what you mean. Then not only do other users, when they're voting on it, will have more information, but same for us, that we can make a clarifying decision or understand what you mean without having to get back in touch with you. So makes things kind of more efficient and I think easier for everybody, and therefore as well, probably we'll get more votes on the roadmap if it's more clearly described. So
totally agree.
Thank you. Totally agree. Thank you, Bruce, for the clarification.
Sure thing. Ankit, hello. Thank you for joining us. Facebook user, hello. By the way, guys, we're still going to do a giveaway at the end of today's stream, but if you don't give StreamYard permission, for everyone that has left a comment and it says Facebook user, we won't be able to give you a license, because obviously we won't know who Mr. Facebook user is. So let me see if I can find it. Let's go ahead and have those of you who have not previously registered for StreamYard in the past, let's go ahead and have you give StreamYard permissions. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There it is. So down below, you'll see the URL for StreamYard to get your Facebook permissions, so we can see your face and your name with your comments. So please give StreamYard permission. You see the URL right there down below. So that way we can register you, that every time you leave a comment, that will make you eligible for today's giveaway. Thank you very much. Facebook user, hello. Facebook user, okay. And you'll see the comment link right there down below for the StreamYard Facebook permission. There it is, coming up on the screen now. Thank you very much. Okay, next one. Ranveer says ETA for 2.0. I think we covered that at the very beginning, but let's cover that one more time.
Yeah, so end of this month, in 2 weeks, is the rough ETA. Like I said, we're the team management is in place. Now we're just working on the folder sharing, addition of folders, sharing between users and editing, etc. guts of the system, in essence. It's all underneath the hood. You could say on the front end, you won't see many changes. It's a couple of pop-ups. So there's not much code there, but underneath the hood, there's quite a bit of work, and we're just working to complete that this month.
Sure. Facebook user said, finally, if you just gave StreamYard permission, I'd suggest restarting the video. If you're on a mobile app, maybe just kill the mobile app and come back to the stream, please. It has not appeared yet that you have given StreamYard permission. And we have a blank comment, which sometimes appears like emojis. Sorry, guys, sometimes StreamYard doesn't pull those emojis. It's been like that for a few months. Okay, in the meantime, while we're waiting for Kamil to come back on his camera, that's it for comments right now. Let me take the roadmap off. That's where you'll leave your comments and suggestions, guys. Okay. Andy Lim says, I will do that too. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, we live and die by that roadmap. We'll know what to build next based on your feedback. So please do the submissions into the roadmap with that feedback tool that we have placed there. Hi, everyone, from Mr. or Mrs. Facebook user. Same thing. Please give StreamYard permission to go ahead and share your name and your photo of your profile with each comment. With each comment, we are accepting kind of like a pool of people who will be entered into today's giveaway at the end of the live stream. So as you can see there, the StreamYard.com/Facebook is the URL that you have to log into for StreamYard to get Facebook's permission to allow us to see your name and your photo with each comment. That'll allow us to, when we do our random giveaway at the end of the live stream, we'll be able to pick you. Obviously, we won't be able to pick Mr. or Mrs. Facebook user as a winner. Hey, Kamil.
Hello again. Sorry, had a software crash here. Had to restart the camera app, so I'm back.
No worries. There's Mr. Norbert Enders, finally, now with Facebook permissions. Excellent. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us today. And your comment was entered for today's giveaway for anyone who leaves a random comment. So thank you for joining us.
Excellent, excellent. Glad to see everybody's joining and giving permission. So looking forward to the 2.0 release. I think it'll be a game changer, for teams to make it really easy to share with team members. So you can already share with TabsFolders when you create a folder, and you can right-click on it and click the share button, and that's a public share. But it's also kind of it's a live share, but it isn't. As in, if somebody clicks it, it opens up from our server on the web, and the bookmarks that they see, they can import into their collection, but it's just like a one-time import. Versus now with team folder sharing, it'll be that you receive an email, or I add, for example, I can add you guys, Bruce and Praveen, to my team, and then I can pick any folder and share that folder with you guys. So you'll receive an email that I shared a folder with you, and you'll see that that folder in your shared with me kind of special folder that'll be on the root. Then in that folder, you can take any one of those folders and drag and drop it to your collection. We're working on that. I'm not sure if that feature will make it into 2.0. I hope it will. It may make it into 2.1, but in essence, the core point first is that you'll have it in shared with me folder, any folder that a user has shared with you, and those will be live updating. So that any folders that I shared with you, if I make changes to them, add a note to a bookmark, or create a tag, add, remove bookmarks in that folder, add subfolders, you'll see that in real time in your TabsFolders collection. Real time being, of course, 30 seconds, or like sometimes maybe a minute if depending on the time it takes to synchronize everything between the servers. So it may take a little bit of time and server load, but in essence, anything I change in those shared folders, you will have access to immediately. And vice versa, if you guys add anything to the folder, if you make notes, comments, add notes, or change tags, same thing, I will see those in my TabsFolders collection. So so it'll be really bi-directional workflow on a folder, just like with Dropbox, adding, removing files in a folder that you've shared with your team members. So yeah, we're looking for this to be a major change in how you use TabsFolders with the team.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to the Teams function. I know Kamil and I are looking forward to play with it. Kamil, or Praveen, I have to say, I like your shirt. That baby blue really does stand out.
Oh, thank you, Bruce.
I'm jealous. I don't have a shirt like that, but I'll change that. I'll change that soon enough. Okay, guys, before we do the giveaway, let's have the last of you who have not commented today, please leave a comment. Just say hello, and we'll do the live stream giveaway here in just a minute. Let's see what else. I might as well get started on sharing the screen here.
So while Bruce does that, Praveen, how have you been using TabsFolders lately?
Same as usual. I have all my stuff in there, and I didn't. Now I haven't yet checked to see if the tab is saving the notes yet. But like I said, I think I was having a minor issue with that before. But so far, yeah, it's been working out great for me.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, so now with 1.9.3, that should be working totally fine. And I think in even 1.9.2, the save button was working, but the notes and tabs should be fixed in 1.9.3
Okay.
as per release tomorrow. So as in, it's already uploaded to the Chrome store, just should be rolling out to everybody tomorrow.
Okay.
Excellent. On that note, let's go ahead and start the giveaway. There it is.
Bruce, we can't see it. There we go.
Let's see who's going to win. Daniel.
Ooh, Daniel. Congratulations.
All righty.
I believe he was the one that asked the first question also.
Yes, the iOS question.
Yep. So hopefully, Daniel, you're still with us. Just like usual, anyone who wins, please contact either Kamil or the TabsFolders Facebook page. Either one works to get your free code for today's participation.
Excellent.
Daniel, wow, thank you. You are very welcome, sir. You are very welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, everybody, for asking all the great questions. As per AKA Ask Kamil Anything, I'm glad all the questions focused on TabsFolders.
Unai says thank you or congrats, and Andy, thank you for the update. To Unai and Andy, thank you both for joining us today. Appreciate you guys sticking with us on our weekly shows. Guys, that about wraps it up for today. So with that being said, everyone keep social distancing in mind, wash your hands, and we'll see you guys all in a few weeks.
See you guys later. Have a great one.